and welcome to my channel. My name is Evelyn if you're meeting me for the first time, and my job is to break the myth and also the fear that we always have about the word leadership. Most of the times when we think about the word leadership, we disconnect ourselves from it. But I want to bring it home closer and make you understand that leadership is within us and we can keep it up and run with it. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and also hit that bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you can always be notified of it. Today, I'm going to share something that is so close to my heart, and that is how leaders think. When you look at most of the leaders that we know, most leaders that are very great leaders, they seem to have their acts together. They seem to know exactly what they want. They seem to know the steps to take so that they can achieve something. And they look like, it's like whatever they are doing, they do it so effortlessly. Have you ever wondered? Have you ever stopped to wonder and ask yourself, how do these people think? Because I did. I wanted to understand how leaders think, because what we think we become. So if what we think we become, then great people have a way that they think that makes them great the way they do. So today I want us to look at some of the ideas that will lead us to know how leaders think, and this we can apply into our personal life and also into our journey of making ourselves great, especially now that we are thinking of going to 2023 and setting goals that we really want to achieve. And I hope you have already audited your life, because this is the period you audit your life, how the year 2022 has been, and then that will help you to make your goals for the year 2023. If you haven't, please watch my video that I did last week and understand how to audit your life and what to audit so that it can help you to set your goals for the year 2023. But today we want to know how leaders think so that we can carry that kind of thinking with us to the year 2022 and become great, and also make sure that we achieve most, if not all, of our goals. So to my first point, leaders execute everything with a goal in mind. Leaders execute everything with a goal in mind. They don't do anything that is not going to bear fruit towards what they want to achieve. Let me give you a simple example. When you look at most leaders, they have, for example, a way they plan their diet and what they eat and what they do not eat. They choose what they eat because their goal is to remain healthy. They choose what they eat, for example, for those who are they do athletics so that their bodies can be stronger. They eat what they eat so that they can keep diseases away. Or sometimes maybe they think to be satisfied, yes, but they always have a goal in mind for every single thing that they do. They always have a goal in mind, and this is what helps them to stay on course. So, for example, for you and for me, I'll look at the goal that I've put in place for the year 2023, and I'll ask myself, for all the anything that I'll be doing in the year 2023, how is it enriching or taking me closer to the goal that I've set? So the first thing that we have learned today is that leaders do everything or execute everything with a goal in mind. They don't just do things. Point number 2, leaders always stay on course. They are focused on what they do. Let's say, for example, they have a goal to be healthy, and you bring something on their table that it's a task that is not contributing to them being healthy, they will not do that task. They will not do whatever it is that you have brought on the table if it is not adding up to what they want to achieve. So they always stay on course. They don't pick up any random things to do. That's why in most cases when you ask a leader, for example, I would like you to come for a meeting somewhere, I would like you to come and do something for us, I want you to take this up, they tell you, okay, let me check my calendar. So they check their calendar and they see, okay, this is adding up or not adding up. Or they go and check and see, is this contributing to the goals that I didn't do? And that's why sometimes some leaders will tell you, I don't have time for this, but I can refer you to someone who can do it. First, either their calendar is completely taken, or it is something they know if they do it, it's not adding up to the goals that they have set. So they always remain on course. Their thinking is so focused towards what they want to achieve, such that every task they take that task knowing it's going to take them closer to the goal that they want to achieve. If it's not, they will either say no politely or they will refer you to somebody else. Point number 3. They focus on the how. They focus on the how. Let's say, for example, Evelyn, today I want to say my goal for the year 2023, I want to be wealthy. And wealthy for me means having 1,000, no, that's too little. Let's talk about 1 million Kenya shillings in my bank account by the end of December 2023. So the question I'm supposed to be asking myself is, how can I have 1 million Kenya shillings in my bank account by the end of the year 2023? And when I ask myself that question, my mind opens up, ideas come, as in, it's like you birth ideas when you ask the question how. So look at the things that you want to achieve in the year 2023 or in the future or in 10 years to come. I don't know how your goal is like, and ask yourself the question, how can I achieve this? That one helps you to come up with an action plan and a path towards you achieving your goals. And that's why you find that leaders, you think that they do things effortlessly. It's not that they do things effortlessly. It's because they ask themselves the question of how to, and they get ideas on how to accomplish whatever that they want to accomplish. Point number 4. Leaders do not focus on perfection. And I think this has been a misconception for a very long time. We always think that great leaders do not make mistakes. Great leaders have no room for these small mistakes here and there. They want everything perfect, or they do things perfectly. They don't. That is a discovery that I discovered, and I was like, oh, this is the reason why I am stuck where I am. I, for example, want to write a book, but I want to be so perfect into writing a book that I don't even start. I want to start a project. I want to have all the answers in my head before I even start. But what do leaders do? They know they want to write a book. They know they are not perfect, but they will start from the starting point. And then as they go, they perfect, or rather, not exactly perfecting, but they progress little by little. When they see a gap in what they are doing, they will fill that gap. Go do more research, come back, continue with what they are doing, see a gap, seal it, and continue. And that's why we see leaders, they grow progressively. They are never always on the same spot. Where they were yesterday, they will not be there today, and they will not be there tomorrow, because they do not believe in perfection. You cannot build a road in a day. And as they say, Rome was never built in a day. Rome was built in decades, right? So you have to start somewhere and then focus on progressive improvement. Keep on improving on what you have. That's how leaders think. This is what I have. I do it today, tomorrow, get more information, seal a gap and grow, seal a gap and grow. And that's how leaders think towards progress. So even you, when you want to do something, want to achieve something, do not wait to have all the answers. Start working with what you have and then keep on progressing with improvement. Now to my fifth point, fifth point, leaders ask questions. And this is one thing, I'm not going to lie, that used to put me off with leaders, because I'll come up with a project, a very nice idea, and I think this is going to work. And then I take it to their table, and then they're asking me, Evelyn, okay, what value is this going to add to this goal? How are we going to achieve it? What action plan do you have? And they ask a lot of questions. And I used to think, oh my God, why are they asking so many questions? Can't they see that this is a good idea? Until I came to discover that leaders ask very good questions, very intelligent questions, so that they can seek clarity. They want to see things clearly for themselves. For example, if it's them who are going to action the item that you're taking to them, they need to have clarity so that they can have an action plan on how they will achieve it, or how they are going to support you achieve what you have on your table. Another thing is they want to understand other people so that they can mitigate conflicts. They ask questions also to learn. And that's why you see that leaders grow each and every day, because they are learning. They ask questions. If you don't ask a question, you won't learn. But leaders ask. Even the kind of questions we think that they're the most stupid questions to ask, sometimes they're the most intelligent ones. Ask yourself those questions. You're putting down your plans for the year 2023. Ask yourself, or ask the questions for anything that comes to your table. Seek clarity, seek understanding, and learn. Point number 6, they take calculated risks. They don't just act. Anything that comes to their table, leaders will think in terms of what is the worst scenario case that will happen if I take this project? How is it going to be like? What are the cons? What are the pros? So they don't just act. Even when somebody has said something mean to them, they take time to process things before they act. So for them, they take calculated risks. Even as when you're going to the year 2023, we should be thinking in terms of, yes, I want to take risks, but not just anyhowly. I'm not going to invest in a project because Evelyn did it and succeeded. I have to take it precautions. And I'm not saying that you take so much precaution that you don't take any risk. It is a calculated risk. That's how leaders think. Without risk, you cannot grow. But you don't go blindly into something. You don't go deep into the deep end without thinking. You go with a calculated risk. You go with your weapons, okay? Point number 6, leaders, they practice what we call reflective thinking. And reflective thinking is understanding a situation and understanding people and understanding things and understanding systems on how they will affect them in their progressive journey towards what they want. So leaders will seek to understand the perspective of other people. Yes, I want, for example, to ensure that I am growing. I am a family person. What is the perspective of my family members? As far as this course I'm trying to take is concerned, they don't just go. They seek the perspective of other people, and they also want to understand. So they take time to think about things, the systems they are in, the times they also are in before they take action or before they start on a journey of self-improvement or they start on a journey of doing something that they really want to do. They take what we call reflective thinking. They take time to think critically of the steps that they're going to take. Point number 8, collaborative thinking. And this is, I think, one of my very passionate type of thinking when I was going through the ways leaders think. And I found it to be very, very important because of the kind of people that we keep. And I've always talked about your inner circle is very important. Your inner circle can either drag you down or they can pull you up. So when leaders are taking a project or doing something new, when they want to do anything, they will do their research, yes. They will do the reflective thinking that we talked about. They have already thought about the risks, the calculated risks that we've talked about before. They will also ask the questions to see clarity and all that. They will also focus on the how is this going to be achieved. But before they take the last jump, they will always do collaborative thinking. They go to the people that they trust the most and tell them, I am planning to do ABCD. What do you think about it? What is your suggestion? Do you think it's a good idea? Before they do something, even with the people that they lead, they tell them, I've thought about this thing and I think it can be very helpful for the team, but I want you to look at it and tell me what you think. And they will even go to an expert. I want to invest. I've thought about ABCD. I've thought about the risks that I'm taking. And I've seen this and this is the plan that I have, but you are the expert in this idea. What do you think? Collaborative thinking, seeking ideas from the people you trust or from the people who are experts in what you want to do. So once they do this, they now have a solid foundation of making an informed decision to do what they want to do. And I want you to carry this into your 2023 because I am carrying this into my 2023. And I'm not saying that I'm carrying everything, but I'm going to carry at least most of the things that I've learned this year about how leaders think. And then I'm going to apply it in my 2023. I'm very curious because I want to know how and what is going to come out of it. Another thing now, that's point number 9, leaders think big. Have you ever heard of this book that says, think big and grow rich? Yes, they think big. They don't think about just today. They think big. Let me give an example, a very simple example of our eating habits. When anything is brought on the table, I think most of us will just eat because it's food. But when a leader, a person who thinks like a leader, sees something on their table, they're not just thinking about, I'm just eating to fill my stomach. First, they eat because there's a goal they want to achieve. And If it's, for example, junk food, let's take, for example, junk food, they start thinking of the bigger picture. How is this going to impact me tomorrow? And I'll keep on eating this junk food. After 1 week, what will happen? Maybe I'll gain maybe 1 gram, and then maybe after 1 year, maybe 2 kgs. 5 years, I've gone obese. 16 years from now, if I continue eating like this, how is it going to be like? See, they think big. They think in terms of not just now, they think in terms of systems and how is this going to impact me now and tomorrow, but also how is this going to impact the people around me. If I am healthy, I am able to take care of my family without any constraints. But if I'm not healthy in the future, if I am the sole breadwinner, for example, I am going to dig deep into my kitty to keep myself healthy, and my family is going to suffer. Or if I'm not the one who is a breadwinner, whoever is taking care of me is going to deep into their pockets to keep me healthy if I keep eating badly, and that is going to cause financial constraint, and then maybe people would not even go to school, people won't learn, will not be able to take that vacation you want to take because I'm taking care of my health because of a decision I took maybe 10 years ago. So they think big of the impact whatever they're doing is going to affect them in the future, and how it's going to impact the people around them. So they think in terms of systems, they think in terms of long term. That's what I mean by thinking in a bigger picture. So when you go into your 2023, even right now, when you're setting your goals, think big, think wider. Don't just think about that I just want to get wealthy and how am I going to get wealthy, but also think, how is this kind of wealth going to impact me? How is it going to impact the people around me? How is it going to impact the society? Okay, so if you go this way, you have started thinking like a leader, you see, and you'll be so great, trust me. And another point is they think of simplicity. And I always give this one as an example. For example, washing utensils. If I have like 7 steps of washing utensils, oh, I don't know if you have 7 steps. I think for me, I have how many steps? I don't know. I'm going to count them. Maybe you have 7 steps of washing utensils, and they are very tedious. But then you realize if you remove like 3 of those steps from the way you wash your utensils, it's not going to affect the end result. Meaning the end result is you'll have very clean utensils that are very healthy for you and your family to use. And you have removed 3 steps from it. Meaning you have made the activity of washing utensils less tedious. And again, the result has not been affected. And I'm not saying that you take shortcuts. What I'm trying to say here is simplify what you do. Why this is important is because it keeps you motivated to achieve your goals. So once you have your goals down, and once you start working on your goals, once you start working on your dreams, think simplicity. Simplify everything so that you do not make something so complicated, but do not compromise on the value of the end result. When you're simplifying anything, check on that you're not breaking any rules and that the end result is not being compromised. And who knows, sometimes when you simplify things, you may add value to your end result. So they simplify things for themselves, they simplify things for their people, they simplify things in their corporation, and this not only increases productivity, but it keeps themselves motivated as well as their teams. So try to simplify everything you do in your 2023, and then of course hopefully we'll still be here and you'll come and tell us how that has helped you to achieve your goals either faster or in a high note. And then this is the last one, but not the least, leaders always think about other people. And by the way, this is what makes them very influential, because they get to earn trust. They always thinking on how can I help my family. So once they come up with a way of helping their family starts trusting them. They always come for them when they want anything. They see a problem, how can I solve this problem for the people? They come up with a service or a product that solves that issue. And anytime these people have that issue, they'll come to them, they'll even pay for it, because it's this service or product is very beneficial to them, and they gain from that. And anytime people want to think about anything, they will come to this person, because this person is thinking about the problems they have and how these problems can be solved. In the end, they become very influential. And John Maxwell always says, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So can you imagine you're in that position where everybody's coming to you to ask for your services, or they're coming to you to ask for advice? You're a leader. You don't need a position to do that. You only need to start thinking like a leader, okay? Thank you so much for watching this far. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share this video so that it can help other people. And please, I want you to believe in yourself as much as I do, because I believe you have a lot of potential and you're one of the greatest leaders that exist. Only that you don't know it yet, but you will if you follow the steps that leaders normally take. And today, start thinking like a leader. Thank you so much, and see you next time.